The top three jobs then, now confirmed by leaders after the horse trading. It isn't over yet, though.
No, not quite, Tom. So let's just recap really quickly. So Ursula von der Leyen did get that sort of vote from the member states to become the Commission president. Once again, Kaja Kallas to run foreign policy and Antonio Costa to be the European Council president. This is obviously a very significant step because once you establish these top three jobs, you start to hand out the different portfolios for the rest of the EU and everything going forward. Notably, though, Tom, and this is what we were looking out for, Meloni had made her displeasure very, very well publicized before coming to Brussels, saying that the way that the top jobs were being distributed was not fair. She abstained from supporting Ursula von der Leyen in this vote. Viktor Orban, for his part, voted against Ursula von der Leyen. And then Meloni saying last night, very late when they wrapped in the middle of the night, saying that I think that Italy needs to make its weight count. Italy will get what it deserves. So that kind of throws us forward to a couple of weeks from now, Tom, when this goes to the European Parliament, and Ursula von der Leyen needs a full majority there. Without the full backing of Meloni, that is going to be a lot harder, particularly, Tom, since last time around she won by the thinnest margin ever by only 9 votes.
OK, so that's the potential implications and the role that maybe Meloni and her party and grouping can play as these conversations continue. Meanwhile, leaders also firming up, adopting their priorities, Ollie, for the next 5 years. Have they changed at all?
Yeah, they have to a certain degree, because if 2019 was really the sort of when you saw that green wave of the green politicians being elected to the EU Parliament, that has totally ebbed. And, you know, climate is still going to be there. It's still going to be important because the center is still held and the transition is important to these political blocs. But it's fallen much further down the priority ladder. What we really see now is this is a sort of EU that is about defense and defense spending. And von der Leyen mentioned it in her speech last night, saying that they are going to need to spend €500 billion. That's €500 billion over the next 10 years to get defense to where it needs to be. Another final omen, Tom, that I think is also sort of significant when we think about the power dynamics going forward in the EU. Germany and France apparently came to the table very last minute with a bunch of amendments that they were trying to ram through to get into the strategic agenda. And when France and Germany agree on something and try to get things done in the EU, generally people listen. This did not happen last time. They were basically smacked down, shut down by the rest of the member states. All of those amendments were basically killed, which really illustrates, Tom, some of the issues about the sort of potential mandates both in Germany and France, particularly with this vote coming up this weekend for Macron.